Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer, thanks to Owen Matwa for this one. Amy plays Wrath, while Nick controls 3 Grizzly Bears and a Nether Shadow. Does Nether Shadow get to return during Nick's next upkeep? Alright, so you may not be used to thinking about it this way, but the graveyard actually is an ordered zone. That means that it does have a definite and set order based on when the cards were put into it. This is the reason why, for example, Fossil Find says that you can reorder your graveyard however you want afterwards. It's because that way, players can use the most obvious and natural method to randomly select a card, shuffling the cards in the graveyard and picking one, and it's not going to screw the game up. Wizards has kind of moved away from this templating after they came up with another even more easy solution to fix this sort of problem. That's right, they made it so that you can just change the order of your graveyard whenever you want anyway. So this does mean that the Legacy, Vintage, and Commander players are going to have to put up with this annoying issue, but everybody else is okay, right? Okay, Pauper, you too, I see you. So with that being the case, we still need an answer to the original question. We know that there is an order between these 4 cards that were put into Nick's graveyard, but we need to figure out what it is. And so for the answer to that, we're going to need this rule here, which says that it's basically the same thing as if you were going to put all the cards on top of Nick's library. Obviously, it's not possible to put 2 cards on top of someone's library at the same time. There is only 1 card that can be on top of a player's library, after all. So what you would do is you would put them both on top of that player's library. The same thing works for a player's graveyard. Obviously, this sort of thing doesn't come up in a lot of cases, but the similarity works exactly the same way in the graveyard. Nick is going to put all 4 of those creatures into his graveyard in whatever order he wants, because it's his graveyard that they're getting put into. And so that means that he probably is going to be able to return the Nether Shadow onto the battlefield the next turn. If we had, say, Nick playing the Wrath, that would mean that there's an additional kind of complication. The correct order would actually be for the Wrath to be put into the graveyard on top of all of the creatures. And the reason for that is because a spell doesn't get put into its owner's graveyard until after all of the effects are completed. So the destroying all creatures would happen first, and then after that, the Wrath would be put into Nick's graveyard. That doesn't actually have anything to do with the original question. I just put that in there because I thought some people might be curious. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.